Covering the crime beat in Jacksonville, Florida, the largest city and area in the continental United States, is no easy feat. In 2006, more than 3,000 violent crimes, including murder, rape, and robbery, occurred within the city limits. That's why crime reporters like Jeremy Cox at the Florida Times-Union, Jacksonville's leading newspaper, have their hands full every time they go into work. On this particular Saturday, Jeremy's morning began early with a phone call from the overnight reporter.
Hi, Jeremy. This is Elizabeth. Just wanted to fill you in on a police standoff happening downtown right now.
Jeremy takes down the preliminary information and immediately posts it to the newspaper's website from home. Next, it's off to the scene, where a man is said to be barricaded in his house, along with his two small children, following a domestic disturbance with his girlfriend. Jeremy arrives at the scene to find other media members there covering the incident. They share information about the crime and await updates from sheriff's deputies. Luckily, the situation is resolving just as Jeremy arrives. Deputies hang around to interview witnesses who have no interest in talking to the media. Though hostility toward media is common for crime reporters, Jeremy hangs around the scene to see what information he can get. Then, it's off to the office. Upon arriving, the first thing Jeremy does is call the sheriff's deputy who is in charge of informing the media about events. He then updates the story he posted online in the morning with the latest information about the standoff, which has been peacefully resolved. An editor will then review Jeremy's update before posting it live to the web. Throughout the rest of the day, Jeremy has to tend to several other tasks. He'll check in with his editors to make sure they are all up to speed on the day's events. And, most importantly, Jeremy will monitor the police scanner throughout the day, making sure no important incidents occur while he is on duty.
CS 527, Signal 4 at Clyde and 10th Avenue, November 3.
Airport 651 from Myrtle and King.
During a weekend shift, crime reporters are often sent into the field to report on other local stories. Some recent staff favorites have included the annual Bark in the Park event featuring hundreds of local dogs performing tricks and running loose, sporting events, both for adults and local children, and marathons and 5K charity runs, which happen frequently in Jacksonville. This one, the annual Jacksonville River Run, attracted more than 3,000 runners, raising thousands of dollars for charity. While on duty, Jeremy will routinely check in with local law enforcement representatives to find out what is happening on the streets. Traffic officers generally spend their days writing citations, but sometimes they can be involved in more serious matters, such as chases and dangerous arrests. Jeremy will also obtain copies of arrest reports, which he will peruse for interesting information. Those selected will appear in the newspaper's local section of the Police Blotter, one of the paper's most read sections. At the end of his shift, Jeremy will make one last round of phone calls to check in with officials. He will then inform his coworker of what incidents are happening and what needs to be checked on further. After checking in one last time with his editor, Jeremy is free to go home and rest after an exhausting day on the job, but he knows it's only a matter of hours before he's back on the beat again.